Half marathon season is here. Let's look at Steve Kalkalash's top tips to absolutely destroy your half marathon PB. Let's get it rolling. First and foremost, as you're coming into a half marathon training period, what you want to be able to do is come in with your base miles already established. Now, you don't want to start attacking with vigor, some sort of crazy half marathon routine until you've got that base level of fitness up. And if you do, then it's an easy way for injury. If you come into some sort of intense training period without that base level of fitness, you're asking for trouble. So what you want to do is just build up around a 10 to 20 mile a week running mileage, week in, week out, consistently. If you're able to run consistently 20 miles a week, depending on what your skill level and what your goals are for the half marathon, that should be sufficient in order to get you to the start line of your training block, right? Your training period. And then from there, you're able to knuckle down, crack down, and start cranking out some awesome training. Okay, you've got your base miles under your belt. Next thing, cool. You know you want to do a half marathon, but you set yourself a target, set yourself a goal. And the best thing you can possibly do in order to help you reach this is to stick that in the comments down below, to put that out in the public eye. So set yourself a goal time and set yourself a date to complete that, and stick it down in the comments down below. We did a similar thing for a 5K video I made a while back, and everyone was able just to put it out there, and as soon as it's out there to the public, everybody can see it, and you immediately feel held accountable for that time. But it's so important to have a goal in mind. It's not just you know, I want to do a half marathon, and just saying I just want to complete a half marathon is absolutely fine, and if that's it, that's it. So if you just want to complete it, if you want to complete it in a certain time, so under 2 hours, under an hour and a half, under an hour and 20, whatever it might be, stick that goal in and then put a date on it. So I want to complete the marathon in X time by this date. Stick that in the comments down below, and then we'll hold you to accountable. But without a goal, it's very difficult to focus your trainings and focus your effort and to build a plan around a specific goal if that doesn't exist. You've got your base miles, you've got your goal. Now you need a plan, and that's a plan suitable for you. Now, plans can come in all shapes and sizes, but what it does, it allows you to focus your training, have more effective, more efficient training in order to help you reach your goal. Now, the length of this program can vary, you know, roughly between 10 to 20 weeks on average. If you're a complete seasoned half marathon veteran, your training intensity and mileage is already way up there, and you're already sort of on the cusp of your physical fitness, then a 10-week program to shave a couple of seconds off should be absolutely fine. If you're totally brand new to it, you'll probably want to follow a 20-week plan, hit a milestone, and then follow maybe another 10-week plan or a 20-week plan, or continue a similar plan to keep knocking time off. You know, your gains in what you're going to knock off your PB. From a newbie, you'll be able to knock loads of time off, and then as you become a lot more proficient in running, you're just talking about, you know, seconds off of your PB really. If you can knock anything into just you know, over 10 seconds off your PB when you're at that level, then it's fantastic. But without a proper plan telling you when to train, the intensity of your training sessions, you know, whether it's a hill session, a fast session, a stride session, a long easy run, a short recovery one, whatever it might be, you need that structure. You need to know when to recover, when to go hard, and when to just totally take a day off and just have some active recovery. Training plan is one of the most, if not the most important aspects to you hitting your goal and smashing your half marathon race on race day. Right, so you've got your plan in place. You failed to plan, you plan to fail. You've done that. Hopefully what this plan is going to facilitate this next tip, which is quality over quantity. You don't want a plan, you don't want a running routine that's just churning out junk mile after junk mile. We've mentioned this before, but it's so important. You need that quality of run over quantity. Just blasting out mile after mile is just going to quickly lead to injury, quickly lead to a lot of boredom as well. You know, running's all about enjoyment. There's nothing better than, you know, being able to look forward to a fast session and then being able to look forward to a longer session. Variety is the spice of life, and in order to keep that smile, that uplifting feeling of running going maintained, you need variety. You know, variety will allow you to see progress in yourself and your fitness. It will allow more enjoyment. It will just give you a better experience of your training plan altogether. There's nothing worse than monotony in a plan, just monotonous churn to get to your end goal, right? So variety, as I say, is the spice of life. Get that in there, smile, be happy and enjoy. Get yourself a coach. And did I mention I'm doing online coaching? Self-promotion. But if you're interested in this Steve Kalklash online coaching, it's kalklashfitness@gmail.com. Drop me an email in the description as well. But having a coach, essentially, your coach will put your plan together for you, so that takes all the stress out of worrying about picking the right plan for you. They'll take into consideration your working week, your current level of fitness. They'll listen to your feedback and tweak your plan according to what's going on. So I've got someone coming up Ramadan at the minute when they're going to be fasting. So obviously plans need to be tweaked according to the individual. People being, coming into plans with injuries, everything needs to be tweaked. Everybody's different. Everybody needs a custom plan. Working with a coach though, custom plan is brilliant, custom plan is fantastic and worth the money itself, but just having someone to be held accountable to. So just like when you stuck your goal in the comments down below at the beginning, having someone to be held accountable to is the most powerful tool to just completing your runs. You get up and you know there's person X out there, so me or whoever it is that's your online coach, you know they're out there. They've put this plan together and they're keeping an eye on you. So you know you answer to them. You're held accountable not just to yourself, but to them. And they're waiting for you to put your update your comments in your plan, let them know how your run went so that they can tweak your plan further on, you know. It's such a motivating factor. If you're sitting there humming and ahhing, you know, do I go out for a run or not, blah, blah, blah. In the back of your mind, you know your coach has got an eye on you. And if you don't get out there for the run, you're going to have to explain why, you know. And sometimes that's absolutely perfectly understandable. You're not going to get out there, you're not going to do it. But having that coach is such a motivating factor for getting out there, getting the job done and getting it done so much more effectively. Like I say, if you're interested in my coaching services, kalklashfitness@gmail.com, link in the description down below. We're having tons of fun as well and we're seeing massive progress with the guys I'm working with, so send me an email. We touched on this earlier, active recovery. The human body is not designed to be sedentary, not at all, right? So you've done a hard session or a long session or whatever it might be, and you're aching, you're feeling a bit glum and a bit, you know, stiff and all the rest of it. You're just feeling a little bit drained. The worst thing you can do is sit on the sofa or the couch, whatever you want to call it, all day long the next day and just let your muscles seize up, let all the toxins and the blood pool in your muscles. There's nothing worse than being sedentary, not at all. You know, sitting at your computer desk all day or whatever it might be. Get up there, and we're not talking about you don't have to go, you know, run a marathon or anything like that. Just to walk down to the local shop, buy yourself a piece of fruit and walk back. You know, regular walks, get the blood flowing. Maybe a very light exercise bike, or get out on your bike, get some fresh air. Play with your kids if you've got kids. Anything that just gets you moving in an easy way without raising your heart rate too much, and just getting the blood flowing and everything moving, your joints, everything lubricated and moving. It's so good for you. And what that enables you to do as well is do a little bit of light stretching, be able to massage yourself. Just keep everything moving, massaging, stretching. Prepare yourself for the next workout. If you just stay sedentary, you're going to seize up, and when you come to your next workout, you're going to be all tight, horrible. You're not going to be loose and ready to go. And again, a good training plan and a good coach is going to be able to encourage you to do your active recovery and tell you what you need to be doing when. Half marathons are endurance events, and nutrition is very, very key in order for you to get the best out of your training, right? So I'm going to throw out there a few tips of my favorite nutrition, right? Leafy green vegetables, fantastic for oxygenating your blood. Kale, spinach, chard, things like that. Blast, boom, in your diet immediately. I have a spinach and or kale smoothie every single evening without fail, and I'll be sure to eat broccoli and as many leafy green vegetables throughout the day as humanly possible. Nitrate rich foods, again, supplying oxygen to your blood. It's all about the effective supply of oxygen around your body for your training and to smash your half marathon or whatever your endurance goals. Nitrate promoting foods such as beets, beetroots as we call them in the UK, pomegranates, things like that. Nitrate promoting foods that are just going to supercharge you, right? Electrolyte, foods that are super high in electrolytes and other goodness such as bananas, coconut water is also fantastic. Again, going to make you, it's just going to fill your body full of everything that it absolutely needs in order to work for long periods of time and just feel great. Low calorie, low fat foods such as potatoes, things that are going to fill you up without making you feel heavy or horrible, such as, you know, a bad example would be fat. It's very high in calories, it's going to fill you up, you're going to be burning a lot of calories, you're going to be hungry. What you don't want to be doing is eating deep fat fried foods and things like that that are going to fill you up, but they're going to make you feel terrible. You're going to have a horrible acidic system down here, which is just terrible for running. You try and run with an acidic stomach, digestive system down there. Your digestive system, your second brain, as Dennis Keane, big Steve Cowclash community member, says, it's your second brain, look after it. You need to be eating alkaline foods. You want an alkaline system down here because you get out there with an alkaline system and you just feel so fantastic. And again, it all contributes to promoting all the nutrients, all the blood around your body and getting out there and just feeling fantastic, whether it's training or your half marathon race day or whatever it might be, just everyday life. A good, healthy, well-balanced, nutritious diet with performance promoting foods, as I mentioned, will just make you feel absolutely fantastic. Last tip, research the route, because your training plan is going to need to be reflective of the route. And so many people just never do this. I used to run the Berkhamsted half marathon year in, year out. Fantastic half marathon. But it was incredibly hilly, and there were some really challenging hills. The first year I ran it, before I knew the course like the back of my hand, I had written down the mile markers where the savage hills were coming. So I would know when to hold back, how much energy I'd need, and I was running along. And you would not believe the amount of people that were struggling. There was a hill, I think, around the 3 mile mark to start with. And as usual, people would belt off, completely unaware this hill was coming, belt off really super fast, you know, going for it. Turn the corner, and all of a sudden, the land, it just went up like that. And the people that you just see sprinting past you at the beginning, you just cruise past them because they had no idea. There's another example of that at mile 10, at which point everyone could see my little notes on my hand. They're all coming up to me saying, how many hills are left, mate, and all this, that and the other, and I was able to tell them. But just a little bit of research yourself into the course will let you know that. And of course, as with anything, you can prepare for that. If you've got a hilly course, run hills. Hill repeat sessions are going to be your friend. On race day, number one, you're going to be fitter for them, but number two, my cat's about to knock the camera off the thing. Yeah, and number two, you're not going to be daunted by the hills when you see them. So you're going to be fitter for them, you're going to be prepared, and you're going to be used to those hills mentally. You're not going to be challenged by those at all. Now, that's it for Steve Cowclash's video today. My head's been taken out of the game a little bit by this little girl trying to sabotage my video. She sabotages absolutely everything I do, attacking the microphone now. Guys, you know what to do by now. If you are interested in Steve Cowclash Fitness coaching, please do send me a message in the comments down below. Please like, share, subscribe as always. All your likes massively help me. And if you haven't put your goal for your next half marathon or whatever event it might be, then stick it in the comments down below. You guys know what to do by now. Good luck with your training, good luck with your half marathons, whatever event's coming up, keep it rolling.